My name is Neel and welcome to Suhaas. In this episode, we are going to be learning about control statements, or most importantly, completing the three-part loop series which I've been driving. So this is control statements part 3, which is probably the final one because I have like final 3 loops to tell. I have switch loop, continue loop, and return loop. Those 3 are easy. So yeah, without further ado, let's begin with it. So switch statement is basically switching like the colors or arrays. I could actually write an example with switch arrays, but we haven't learned much about arrays yet, so there will probably be a video about only arrays, about 2-dimensional arrays, 3-dimensional arrays, etc. But for now, let's just take a very simple example on switch statement. Let's write character A to specify the character, and let's write case A is equals to something like this. Is just an example, it's not a real example, so don't try it out. I'll do a practical video, it'll probably come out. I'm saying this over and over again, but stay with me. So case is to not print line red. Oh, let's write red. Case yellow. System.out.print line yellow. And case green. Oh God. Case green. You get the point. So and black, case blue, case violet, case black, case white, case cyan, case magenta, case turquoise. Your favorite colors, or the colors you want to print. And by doing this, you just print it. You just system.out.print line case red. And by doing that, system.out.print line case red, you get red. Or if you just print system.out.print line case or char or something, you get all of this in the order: red, yellow, green, blue, violet, pink, black, white. You get the idea, right? So I'll probably do a little bit more advanced version in practical, but for now I'm doing a simple example. So yeah, switch statements is basically switching between the statements. There is actually 2 ways to write switch statement. There are different ways to execute a switch statement. For example, now I did it in this way. You can just print them, or you can keep a condition if you give a number to each case, and it's print if case 7 is equals to red, mixing switch and if loops. If case green is equals to green, print green, or just print you have entered the wrong case, something like that. So yeah, this is basically not control statements. There's still 2 more, but this is basically switch. So now let's talk about continue. So in the last video I said about break statement, which if you haven't checked it out, you can check right here. So in the break statement I said that if you don't want, for example, you wrote a loop 1 to 10. I want the numbers 1 to 10 in a for loop, but you don't want 1 to 10 and you want only 1 to 8, you can use the break statement. But, by using continue statement, you can only skip 1 number, because people are I don't want to skip all 3 numbers, I only want to skip 1 number. You can use it. You can use continue statement. It basically was the continue, break statement. Continue was the break statement, or break was the continue. Vice versa. So just write what you want to write a break example. So write for I is equals to 8, I is greater than equals to 8. Let's write this one, and let's write this 8 to avoid confusion, plus. And then here let's write continue. If, not if, but more like I is equals to 8, continue. So the output would basically be, instead of like, since I said skip like 5, let's write, this is not how it writes, okay? It's not basically how it goes. I'm just giving like a syntax type example. So, and also, I'm saying, I said this probably a lot of times, but like, ignore my handwriting. It's not good at all. So, the continuous statement, instead of skipping through like only printing 1 to 5, it prints 1 to 4, skips 5, and then prints 6, 7, 8. It only skips one number. So that's the specialty of continuous statement. So if you compare continuous statement with break statements, it takes you back to the sentence I said, if you watch my part 2, that all of these are similar, but they are just like the small little things that change. And while doing, while writing program or something, it actually makes a big difference. So yeah, you may seem like, why did I make like different statements to, the small changes? But while writing like a program or something big, the small statements make a huge difference. So yeah, that's basically it. So now, let's talk about last and final one, return statement. Yes. Return statement actually is like advanced, it's like arrays. Like we can learn it now, but it probably take like half an episode or like 75% of an episode, so I'll be telling you like basic. Return statement is like just returning, imagine you wrote for loop and stuff, and imagine you want to print 1 to 8. This is just an example. You print like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but you want 8 to come up on top of 1. So you want 8, 1, 2, 3, 4 if you want to write it like that, even though it's weird. So for using that, you can use return statement. Return also like break and continue. It has different words and stuff, and we can learn that in entirely new episode. But yeah, this is control statements. But before you leave, let's just take a recap about everything we learned in these last 3 episodes. So in the first episode, we learned about if statement. If statement is the most fundamental one, and if statement is like, if statement is used to like, it's a basic control statement. It's used like, if A is equals to 2, system dot out print line A is equals to 2, or A is printed 2, and to use if else, you have to print A is equals to, else system dot out print line A is not equals to 2. And next we learn about while loop. So while loop is equals to, while printing this, system dot out print line A. But do while is like, while system dot out print line, do this before the while loop actually happens. So it just becomes like, the while output comes up on top, the while output which is on top comes up to the bottom, and the do statement which I've given, the do statement that's happening comes up to the top. It may be a little confusing, but you just have to keep on learning. You have to do research, you have to buy books, you have to keep on reading, etc. Or just subscribe. So anyways, so that's what we learned in the first episode, and while loop and for loop. In the second episode, we learned about, for while and if else, which are basically like typos of this. Then we have break statement, which breaks the code and, prints only the part which you want to have in the entire thing. And next we have continuous statement, which skips one. And next one is return statement, which we'll probably learn more in the practical video, or again more in the future. Switch statements, switches, string statements, and yeah, that's it. Loops, basically in a nutshell. So yeah, that's basically control statements. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And if you didn't subscribe yet, what are you doing? You're looking kind of suspect. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. And that's all folks, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.